Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the month of September. Now do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and get into it here, Capricorn, and let's see what we have going on for you. Now I'm using the Gilded Tarot. I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Now, with all of these communication issues here that I've been having at the start of this reading, do keep in mind that we do have a Mercury retrograde coming up here in September. Nothing to be afraid of, just know that there can be some communication situations. Also, travel, just give yourself extra time. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is on the bottom of the deck here. So you have the Hermit card. So this is fitting, we are in Virgo season. The Hermit card is the sign of Virgo. So think about this card this is about becoming introspective or subscribing to a more introspective period of time or nature about yourself. This person is communing alone with the universe. They're looking for answers. And they're not only looking for the light, as you can see, that is in the lantern, but they're also looking for the light that is presumably within them. And so this is an energy of soul searching in some ways. This is also, when you get the Hermit card, it can also say that some of you are looking to become a master, or you're looking to build mastery, or even probably more accurately build self-mastery in a certain area of your life, or just self-mastery. And it's definitely always a good thing to do that. You can think of the Hermit as well as somebody who's associated with like knowledge and learning just generally. That's another thing that comes forward oftentimes. So taking a look here, Capricorn, you have a really nice reading. There are just a few challenges here, but overall this seems to be, you've pulled some very nice cards here for this month. So let's dive into it and see what you might be mastering, learning, building on, so forth and so on here. So in the overall situation, you do have this Knight of Wands, and this Knight of Wands is all about travel. This is about going to new places, going to distant lands, seeing new people, seeing new things, and also maybe sort of, I'm feeling this, I don't always get this with the Knight of Wands, but embracing a mystery, right? Embracing a mystery, embracing the unknown. As you see, the Hermit is kind of in the unknown. They're standing in the unknown. There's, I think, a message here of you embracing a mystery or embracing the unknown. You know, not everybody's going to be traveling, but certainly some of you will be here with, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 major travel cards with the World, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Some of you may even be moving residence in this week, or you're thinking about moving your zip code or changing your location or something like this. The other thing about the Knight of Wands is this is somebody, if this is not about movement, the Knight of Wands is about your skills, gifts, talents, and abilities. This person is a true maverick in the tarot. They are a Swiss Army knife. They have so much to offer to people and to the world, and they have a lot to bring to the table in their life, in their career life. So you have that here with this Hermit card, which for me is a really nice combination for learning, for knowledge, building knowledge, and I would say not just learning, but building on top of the skills that you clearly already have here with the Knight of Wands in the middle. And so I would say building on top of your framework that you already kind of have probably spent a lot of time creating. In the beginning of the month here, you have the 10 of Cups, you have the 3 of Wands, and you also have the Tower. So you have potentially a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I think this is probably a pleasant surprise for many of you here. If we look at the Tower, you know, this is a card that's feared in the tarot. However, it really just depends on how you view the world. The Tower is a surprise, okay? And the other thing is, this can be a blessing in disguise. But obviously surprises can be challenging, but surprises can also be fun, and surprises can be great. And you have this Tower surrounded by cards that are generally very positive, especially as the World is next to it and the 3 of Wands is above it, the Knight of Wands is diagonal. The Tower, I think in this case, is a pleasant surprise, And it is possible that, there is something that's maybe collapsing in your life. That's what the Tower suggests. But the idea is with the Tower, it's like something might collapse, but it was a situation you never really wanted to be in anyway, so it's actually a blessing in disguise. It may be surprising to understand that you didn't want to be in that situation, but ultimately, in the long run, the Tower always leads you to the Star, which is the fulfillment of a wish or a wish being granted. Now, the reason I say it's pleasant is because of what I've said here about the other cards, but also because of this 10 of Cups, okay? The 10 of Cups is total happiness. It's like a windfall of happiness, good energy, good vibes. You can see the 10 cups here on the rainbow, indicating that this family has sort of found the treasure at the end of the rainbow. This is also an energy I'm just feeling intuitively of being balanced. I mean, this is a balanced family situation, right? I mean, the children are dancing, the spouses here are enjoying themselves, they're enjoying the weather, they own this house in the distance, the river's flowing, like things are going well, right? Things are going well for this family. And this is about having a balanced situation and also just feeling totally happy in your life. And you could also say that along with that, the 10 of Cups is a major energy of abundance. And so, yeah, pleasant surprises here, I feel like, are on the table for Capricorns. No other way for me to say that. And then throw on top of that, you have the 3 of Wands here, which is, it is a travel card. This person's kind of looking out to the ocean. The ocean's like orange in this illustration. I guess it's the reflection of the pyramids or the mountains in the background. But you can see the boats here sailing. This is the idea that they're kind of thinking about travel. They're thinking about the ship sailing away or coming towards shore. And so this is a major travel card, but it's also about adventure. And, I'm looking at this checkered pattern here. You know what I'm thinking? Ready, set, go. I don't watch, what is it, like racing or like NASCAR or whatever it is, like NASCAR or whatever. You know how there's like the checkered flag at the beginning and it's like on your mark, ready, set, go. That's what I'm seeing here with this checkered energy on the card. I feel like, and it would support the 3 of Wands definition as well, because the 3 of Wands is about, not just about travel and adventure, but it's also about like getting fired up and getting excited and growing and growth and expansion as well. And so I think some of you are like ready, set, go here. And again, this might be about a move, but this might be about something in your work life as well, as you have these 2 wands next to each other. Wands is the suit of work, career, enterprise, and also this idea of you mastering something here on the bottom. Now, in the current situation, you have, my apologies, the middle of the month, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands, and you have the World card. So I did just notice the 2 knights stacked on top of each other. So when I get 2 or more knights in a reading, especially when they're like together, to me that suggests that there are a lot of events that are happening. Okay, there are a lot of different things going on. There are a lot of things in motion. It should be a busy period of time when you get 2 or more knights in a reading, and you certainly have this here. The Knight of Cups. So there's like a dual storyline going on here. For some of you, this is about your happiness. This is about your happiness in life. The Knight of Cups is about an event that makes you extremely happy, and the 10 of Cups is about total happiness. It's about a windfall of happiness. These 2 cards are right next to each other, right? So you have this 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups next to each other. So there could be a really happy event happening. And now compare this to the other storyline or the other timeline that we're looking at, and we have 2 wands next to each other. So we have the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Wands next to each other. Remember, knights can almost always talk about events. And so it depends. It could be a quality of yourself or another person, or it could be an event. But many times they are events in the tarot. And so for some of you, this is a move. This is maybe, if it's not a physical move, it's like, okay, I'm doing this. Like it's a move in your direction. It's a move in your life. I'm going to implement this exercise routine. I'm going to implement this idea. I'm going to implement this strategy. I'm going to follow this kind of plan of action. Something like that could be happening here. I'm going to start my business growth and expansion here with the 3 of Wands, with the Knight of Wands around talents, hobbies, interests. Would not surprise me at all for some of you to really go for something. You then also have this World card, which is an incredibly good card. The World card is all about the completion of a major cycle in your life. This person has gotten to the top of the world, and they have started all the way to the Fool, which is number 0. They've started at 0, the Fool, and they've gone all the way here to the World. And so this says that you've completed a major chapter, a major completion in your life. And there's a major success or a major victory here on the horizon as well. It's also this idea of like reflection, self-reflection, because once you complete something, it is generally a very good idea to sort of take a moment to reflect on things and take a moment to reflect on your life and the way that the journey went and the way that the cycle went and everything like that. And so, yeah, it's really nice. It's also Saturn energy. Saturn is a serious planet, but it's also a planet that brings great rewards, provided that you dig in and you do the hard work, And so, for some of you here, there's kind of like a big event here, potentially lining up in the middle of the month with the double nights and then also the World, for sure. And this big event could come with a completion or could bring about a completion for you. Now, towards the end of the month, you have the 4 of Cups, you have the Sun, and you also have the 5 of Wands. So you have what I consider to be the best omen in a tarot reading that one could get, which is the Sun card. You can see that this person here on the card, they're really just living it up. I think they're a cherub. I'm not sure exactly what the representation, I should look it up, of that person is, but they are living it up. They are enjoying themselves to the fullest. And maybe this is your child self, right? This could be an illustration of your child self as well. Not worrying about what was, not worrying about what will be, but instead just being here, being now. And that is kind of this awesome energy of the Sun. It's also about victory, success, joy, abundance, self-expression, and truth. The Sun is also a major card of truth. Are you living in alignment with your truth at this time? And if you are, this middle row here, which looks very good, 3 of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Sun, could bring something important into your life. Now you have this 5 of Wands, which can be about a conflict. Now, as it is in the lower row, this can say that some of you are internally conflicted about your situation, about something in your life. You could feel internally conflicted with the 5 of Wands here showing up below. I don't think it's a conflict with another person, although we do have 2 Knights. I think it's probably more about an internal conflict. The lower row is the row of your subconscious or your internal, or even the way that you're talking about yourself or talking to yourself. And so do note if you are beating yourself up in some ways with the 5 of Wands here. 5 of Wands, people sparring, people fighting. Don't fight yourself, right? Don't beat yourself up, I would say, with that card in the lower row. Now, in the upper row here, you do have the 4 of Cups, which is all about boredom and apathy, but really also about reflection. And I think for you that this is probably more about reflection. The more positive quality of this card is reflecting, meditating, taking time to ponder, as you see that this person is doing under the tree. And I would say, it's good to be in that area of your life. It's good to ponder and reflect, especially as you have the World card. But I will say, sometime here in September, and maybe as we move along into the fall or into the rest of the year, there might be a solution here, or there might be an alternative path that is available to you that comes forward. And if you're still in this mode here, be careful that you do not miss out, because some of you could be getting an alternative opportunity or path that you weren't expecting, especially with the 2 Knights showing up in the middle. And because you're completing something, and so the idea is that once you complete something, another thing begins. So just something to consider. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is in these 3 Kipper cards here. So you have toil and labor, you have bad health, and you have community. So when I look at these 2 cards together, toil and labor and bad health. So for me, I stay away from like I'm not a doctor, right? So like you should always consult your medical professional if you're feeling, some type of way or whatever. And so if I'm putting these together, the idea for me is that this, like whatever you are engaged in terms of your work, could be affecting your mental health. Or maybe it is affecting your health. Maybe you're coming home, you're feeling drained every day. Like it's something like that I feel like is maybe showing up here. And it is possible that some of you are, there's somebody here who's available to help you with the community energy here. Obviously, let me get another card here. Okay, great fortune. So that's The Great Fortune card is like it's the best card to find in the Kipper deck. I do feel that's all about your luck, your fortune, potentially improving. I do feel like there's maybe somebody in your community who can help here, and you know, there could be an event in your community or in your social circle, maybe in your family, that could be happening here that could really help you out in terms of, like, some of you are really searching for something here with the Hermit card, and it's almost like maybe there's somebody who can give you some wise advice or something like this, with the double knights, the 10 of cups indicating family, and then the Hermit indicating you being on your own. So let's go ahead and let's get some more clarifications here. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, so you have the Emperor, you have the 5 of cups, you have the Fool, the aforementioned Fool, you have the 4 of swords, you have the 10 of pentacles, and you have the Page of wands. So pretty incredible here. So we have these, so this is a time of completion for Capricorns. Double tens, the World. So all of those cards can represent completions in some form or fashion. For some of you, this may be in the areas of your general well-being and happiness. For others of you, it's in the areas of work or money with the 10 of Pentacles. But what's really incredible here is you have this completion showing up, not only in the 2 tens, but in the World. And then in the last column here, you have the next cycle starting right away. So you have the Fool, which starts the next cycle, right? The Fool starts it all. The Fool's goal is to get to the World. And you know, you have this closing out and then immediately starting here in the future. Some of you are getting a nice prospect or something, you know, a nice offer, a nice opportunity, something like this happening here in your life with the Page of Wands and the Fool. And some of you, you know, you may just go for it. Okay, some of you may just go for it. I also said be careful that you're not missing out on opportunities. You have the Emperor and the 4 of swords. There's another thing here about rest and recovery and reflection that's showing up very heavily here. The Emperor also asks you to step into your power, and you know, I think some of you could be doing that with the Emperor energy. It's like big boss energy. It's the idea of like just becoming a leader, becoming an authority figure. And with this Hermit card on the bottom, I do think some of you are maybe building or achieving mastery or you know, becoming a master in some area of your life. So definitely love to see this. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.